because before I started working on the book, she couldn't get rid of me fast enough.
Do you still love her?
What a question. Of course I do. I've known her forever. We've raised a family together. She's still a good-looking woman, and God knows nobody else would have put up with me all these years. But I don't understand is why you're willing to fool around with me. I'm much older than you are. For God's sakes, I got kids your age.
Oh, you're a sweet man, Roger. You don't patronize, you're kind, and you're fun to be with. We're just two people who are attracted to each other, sharing a project, that's all. And we're not hurting anyone. I like you. It's as simple as that. And I don't take sex all that seriously, so let me.
I wish it was that simple, Veronica, but, you know, I'm from a different time, a different generation. Every once in a while, thankfully not too often, I feel a sense of guilt.
Because you're betraying your wife.
My wife? No, that never occurred to me. No, it's because of the way I'm treating you. To me, love has always required commitment, and I'm committed to Samantha.
I'm not asking you for anything.
I know that you're beautiful, you're great in the sack, you don't want anything. These nights and days, it just...
Oh, don't get soppy on me now, Roger.
Oh, well, don't worry. I have a knack for overcoming any feelings I have that I shouldn't be doing whatever it is that I'm doing. It comes with a law degree.
Then why are you so concerned about your wife?
Well, she's suspicious that I'm really coming here. She, you know, I can tell from the cracks she makes. You know, she doesn't think I'm coming here every day and in the evenings.
Do you want to bring a note home?
No. I'm sure she's one of the sanest, most reasonable people you'd ever want to meet.
Well, I hope I never do. I wonder who it can be at this hour. Coming.
What are you doing here?
No, Counselor, that's just what I was about to ask you.
Look, guys, I'm no longer practicing law. I'm a writer now. I don't handle any of my clients anymore.
This is an interesting point. This is exactly what your partner has told Joe here.
But I told him I was sure he was laboring under a misapprehension.
Laboring under a misapprehension?
You see, Counselor.
Right, exactly. You see, Counselor, thanks, hon. Giancarlo is in urgent need of your assistance on a small problem with the IRS enforcement.
Yeah, under deduction you took on his return for a business expense.
Oh, you mean the coffins?
Bingo!
Well, look, guys, I'm really retired now. There are a lot of good men back at the law firm.
Giancarlo wants you, Raj. You know his business. The other guys know zilch.
And Giancarlo would take it amiss if I were to tell him you were retiring from him. I do not think he would want me to do that.
You know how easily he gets retired.
And there are still quite a few coffins left over from the 94
Well, put it that way.
Roger, who are these people?
Chapter 3.
So that's it! No wonder your partner wouldn't talk.
No, it's not what you're thinking. No one will know what I'm writing about. This is a work of fiction.
Like The Godfather?
Yeah, like The Godfather.
Am I in the book?
Not so you know.
Roger, this is not one of your best ideas. The wrong people could take an interest in this kind of book, and you've been with us for a long time, 40 years.
Yeah, but only in the tax area.
Ah, but you know, so to speak, where the bodies are buried.
No, not actually, no.
Roger, I really think a book like this could give the wrong kind of people and information they might want to act on. I really do not think Giancarlo would appreciate your putting a sword in their hands.
Yes, but I'm only writing about people, not how they got to be people.
But even if you change the names, Howard Beach knows you did with us.
Yeah.
More than a few citizens might be.
More than a few citizens would like to do this line over again, that
Might be willing to act.
they'd be willing to act. Thanks, Doll. They'd be willing to act on what you might put in a book like this.
But I wouldn't put in anything embarrassing. You know, I'd never write about what happens at the ice house.
You see, Raj, most people don't even know there was an ice
I
house.
really think, Roger, you ought to give serious consideration to a change in the book's emphasis.
Yeah, write about your old partners instead, or judges, or politicians on the take.
Unless that would be redundant.
Well, Vinny, I'll certainly take everything you say to heart.
That is a very good idea, Roger. You would not want to be accepting a Pulitzer Prize posthumously.
You know,
So who's the broad?
Veronica,
Yeah, Veronica.
my ghostwriter.
So that's what they call it now?
No, I wouldn't want you to get the wrong idea.
Oh, we would never do that for a minute, Counselor. But you know, I think Giancarlo would like to meet with both of you about your forthcoming masterpiece.
Yeah, you can talk it over with him when the two of you get ready with that sorted.
You know, I thought I was through with my practice, but it looks like some parts of it are going to go on forever.
You got that right, baby. You, Joe, me, Giancarlo, we're a team. Your personal stats couldn't matter less.
Funny, you're a stranger to law now, wandered away from home. Funny, we're a stranger to law too. Small world, isn't it? Funny, you're a man who likes teamwork when the sports boy meets girl. Funny, 'cause we love the team spirit. Small world, isn't it? We have so much in common. Our fit is so dead on. We could pool our resources by joining forces in our con. Lucky, you're a man with great talent, likes to chart courses new. Lucky, 'cause we hatched a plan for you. Small world, isn't it? Small world, isn't it? There's much for us you can do.
Roger, this is more than I bargained for.
You can straighten out your love life later, Counselor. Right now, the two of you are coming with us.
Now?
You betcha, sweetheart.
My mother told me that one day I'd be sorry to answer ads in the personals.
I would never let my sister do it.
You had a family?
Oh, perhaps you think we are not of woman born?
Wait, a literate mobster.
Let's go, lady. This ain't Shakespeare.
The next stage you two step on is going to be at Howard Beach. The car is out front. Now, you two be comfortable right here while I oversee if Roger isn't fit. Roger is available if I want to go see a John Carlo.
Roger, what is this place?
This is the Howard Beach Social Club. Giancarlo has a suite of offices next door above the delicatessen.
The Howard Beach Social Club?
Yeah, it's sort of a neighborhood hangout.
Like Kiwanis?
Not quite.
It doesn't feel like a social club. It has a sinister air about it.
No, this is just a place where guys go to escape their wives and entertain the FBI.
Just who is this John Carlo anyway? I've never read about him in the newspapers, and your book doesn't mention him by name.
Well, he's not one for publicity. He lives a simple life.
Is he like one of the godfathers of one of the syndicates?
Well, he has a stake in a lot of businesses, some legit, some a bit more questionable.
And you worked for him, right?
No, I was never an employee. I represented him from time to time in a professional capacity. He had trouble with the IRS or tax audits. was just a part of my practice.
Just how many of his employees and associates did you work for anyway?
Oh, quite a few. I get a lot of referrals. It was hard to turn down the business.
I bet.
Roger is here, Giancarlo, just as you wish.
Roger, it's a pleasure to see you. And how gracious of you to drop everything and come to my assistance.
I can't, Giancarlo. You know, I told Vinny and Joe, I don't practice anymore. I don't represent any of my old clients.
Surely you would not desert me in my hour of need.
Yeah, but
Your luxurious home in Queens, the exotic vacations you've taken over the years, these have all been the fruits of our association, have they not?
oh, of course, but
And is it not a fact that, thanks to our organization, you, a supreme master of the black arts of accountancy, have been able to embark over the years on a fantasy life?
yes, it's true.
And now you would deny me the benefits of your services? Never. Never?
Anything you want, anything at all.
I would expect no less. I hear a bird, a Glockamora bird. It may well be he's bringing me a cheery word of my old friend who's come to me again. He'll grow to know our friendship old will have no end. Now tell me, please, how are things in Glockamora? Does your mansion still touch the sky? Do you still vacay in Monaco, Turks and Caicos, Nice and Tobago? How are things in Glockamora? Does the little woman still keep your home? What a shame to think a little tip about that young chick could lead to wifely rage. Know that women scorn sprout the devil's horns. So I say, my family counselor, by my side you'll always stay. What I ask you'll do while whistling Touralay. How are things in Glockamora this fine day? So I say, my family counselor, by my side you'll always stay. What I ask you'll do while whistling Touralay. How are things in Glockamora this fine day? And who is your charming associate?
I can speak for myself. My name's Veronica Madston, and I'd like to know what right you people had to drag me down here in the middle of the night.
Now, I'm sure no coercion was intended, but I understand that Roger here is writing a book about our activities, and you're helping him. We simply wanted to give you an opportunity to get the facts straight. We merely want to help you, lady.
You mean you'd have no objection to my writing an account of my years at the bar in Queens?
I'm afraid a realistic account of your practice might present certain problems for our organization. But a change in the book's direction, perhaps. An emphasis on the good we do. Now that intrigues me. You see, Ms. Madsden, we've suffered very bad press over the years from irresponsible journalists and members of the organized crime task force. We would welcome an opportunity to set the record straight. Roger here knows better than anyone how our family has suffered in the media. So we thought that once Roger had solved my little tax problem, a business deduction if ever I saw one, we would all sit down together. Sit down together and work out a very nice presentation. No names, mind, but an account of our many charitable activities and the work we provide for so many. You would have no objection to this, I am sure.
Perish the thought.
And as you know, both Vinny and Joe will be able to provide substantial help. They have long had literary aspirations.
Literary aspirations?
Yes, they both attended New York University. Indeed, Vinny majored in Elizabethan drama.
I wrote my thesis on the use of poisons in The White Devil.
I'd like to know just how they came to work for you.
I'm afraid, my dear, that a degree in English literature is difficult to turn into a paying proposition once the Ivy Halls are left behind.
Roger, this is not at all what I expected. I think you'd better find yourself another ghostwriter.
Joe, has your research indicated how long these two have been, shall we say, collaborating on this book of Roger's?
At least a solid month.
Then I'm afraid, my dear, that you must have far too elaborate a knowledge of our organization to be allowed to pass silently into the night. We must all persevere.
And if I refuse?
Oh, I do not think you would want to do that, Miss Madsden. By now, Roger must have told you plenty about our modus operandi.
No, Vinny, there's no call for that. I'm sure we're all reasonable people here. Tell me, Roger, have you come up with a title for this new epic of ours?
No, John Carlo, I thought I would leave that to you.
Splendid. I shall give the matter considerable thought. Now let us go on up to my office and we can prepare for tomorrow's audit.
Tomorrow? Well, that doesn't give me very much time.
You're fully familiar with the problem. I'm sure you'll do your best. You always do. As you know, I'm counting on you. If Capone had had you at his side, Chicago would be a free city today.
I'll call tomorrow. We'll talk after the audit.
I hope you know what you're doing, Roger, for both of our sakes.
So, Veronica, how much does a condo in Sutton Place cost?
More than I bargained for.
Get your bag, Toots.
Toots?
We are not taking you back to your pad just yet.
What do you mean?
Roger is going to meet with John Carlo, and if John Carlo is satisfied, then we'll take you back.
John Carlo will give us a call. If everything's okay, you'll be back before you know it.
And if it's not?
I don't think you need to worry your pretty little head about that, babe. I'm sure Roger knows the score.
So, where do we go now?
There's a little motel around the corner. We'll get a room and wait there.
You're taking me to a motel?
Oh, don't worry. We'll take good care of you.
Just how do you plan to do that?
The same way you take care of your office.
Coming. Hello.
Hello.
May I help you?
Yes, I'm Samantha Sherman. I've tried to put a message to my husband.
Your husband?
Yes, Roger Sherman. Do you know him? He's using one of your ghostwriters to help him write a book.
Yes, actually, I do.
You see, one of his clients is very anxious to speak with him. And they were trying to call here several times this afternoon and nobody answers. So I figured I'd come down and help them out a little. Actually, I've been kind of curious, frankly, about where my husband spends so much of his time. Is he here?
No, he's not.
Oh, that's perfect. I really thought he'd be here.
I think he's with a client of his in Queens. Something about an audit.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll catch up with him later. Does he have a good ghostwriter?
No, he hasn't made any complaints so far.
Oh, where does he work?
Actually, in the apartment. This is where the office is.
Oh, really? I'd love to see the room he writes
Actually, it's, right here.
in. Here?
Yes, this is a studio, no other rooms, just a kitchenette in one corner and a bathroom in another corner, and, there's a bed that comes out of the wall.
Oh, it's cozy. Tell me, who is this ghostwriter?
Why do you ask?
Simple curiosity. You know, Roger's attention span isn't the greatest, and I've been wondering, he's been spending so much time here. I wondered what kind of a prodigy it could be to keep his creative juices flowing. So,
Actually, I've been helping him write the book.
you?
Why so
You're the
surprised?
You're the ghostwriter?
I've been doing this for years. I'm a professional.
Doubt that for a minute.
This has been strictly business.
Business. Tell me, how many other authors have you had?
Well, I've helped several ghostwriters. I've been doing this since college.
And when was that?
6 years ago. After that, I set up shop. Here, this is both home and office.
This has certainly been an eye-opener. I would appreciate it if when you see my husband, you don't mention that I dropped in. I don't want him to think that I'm checking up on him. You know, these authors are so temperamental.
Of course.
Yes, well, I'll catch up with Roger later.
Oh, it's good to see you again, Mrs. Sherman.
Nice to see you, Marilyn.
You have a 10 o'clock with Mr. Schwimmer.
I do.
You know, we miss Roger. The place seems a lot quieter without him and his clients.
You're not kidding.
His clients miss him. Why, just recently, one of them showed up here and had a long meeting with Mr. Schwimmer. He really wanted to see Roger. And after that meeting, Mr. Schwimmer canceled all his appointments, took the rest of the day off, and went to a Turkish bath.
Samantha, right on time. It's so good to see you. Marilyn, hold my calls. Sam, would you like some coffee?
No, this is strictly business.
Business. Oh, all right. Marilyn, you can leave us. I'll call if I need you.
Arthur, you have been a good friend to Roger and me for 40 years.
I hope so.
You were his classmate, his roommate at Harvard. You've been his partner here in the firm. You've written both of our wills. You've been in the trust with all of the children's problems time after time.
Samantha, I've got a fair idea of what's bothering you. It's Roger, right? He's not handling his retirement too well?
He's not handling it at all. He's just spent all his time with his ghostwriter, and I just discovered who it is.
You've met?
Oh, she's not even half my age. For God's sake, our youngest daughter could have been in her class. And Roger's been spending all of his days and most of his nights with her for a solid month. And he's been doing it with my blessing.
You believe their relationship to be meretricious?
Did Bill Clinton inhale?
Have you spoken to Roger about all of this?
Good would that do? If I confronted him, I'd kill him. No, I just want to know, if I throw him out, what rights do I have?
Well, you know, Sam, I couldn't represent either one of you. We're both friends as well as clients, and Roger has been a partner.
No, I'm here as a friend. In the event of a divorce, what would I do?
Not enough. Your investments are sufficient for the two of you to live comfortably together, but apart, your standard of living would fall considerably.
Well, what about the house?
You wanted a big wedding for Emily. Roger took out a second mortgage.
So I can't live alone comfortably. Maybe murder wasn't such a bad idea.
For that, you need the kind of expert that Roger would be more likely to know than I would.
Well, you're a big help.
My best advice is to confront Roger. Clear the air between the two of you. Seek reconciliation. You've been married for over 40 years. Roger's never had a fling before.
Yeah, and Monica was Bill's first.
Maybe this is just a mild flirtation. After all, Roger is getting on in years, and Veronica is very tempting.
Veronica? And you met her?
I had to see Roger on business.
And you never said anything to me. Well, I can see I will be getting very little practical help here. Let me tell you something. Roger's not gonna get away with treating me like this. Not after 40 years. He will pay, and it will be a lot worse than any divorce settlement. When I get
Samantha, get a grip on yourself.
I practically threw them together. I told him to put an ad in the front personal. I told him to work outside of the apartment. I trusted him. And the louse let me down big time.
So, what is your next move?
In due course. Isn't that the way you lawyers talk? In due course, you'll find out all about it. And so will Roger.
So, after you left the lawyer's office, what did you do?
Well, I went home and I arranged to board the cat until Roger could find a new home for the two of them.
And what did he say when you kicked him out?
I didn't talk.
You didn't tell?
Well, he'll get the gist of it when he rolls around the house around 1 o'clock in the morning as usual, and he finds out bed hasn't been slept in.
Oh, but you've got to have a talk with him. You owe him that much.
Wait for about a half an hour, let him worry about where I've been, and then I'll come in and I'll tell him to hit the road. He can spend the rest of the night in bed down with his girlfriend if she's finished with her homework.
Well, I feel sorry for you, Sam. I mean, look what you're doing. It looks like you're just going to give up your entire life just because of some little chippy that seduced your husband.
I'm not so sure who did the seducing. Claire, they've been married for a lot of years. Veronica's probably this is not a, 7-year itch. Veronica's probably the latest in a long line.
Oh, but look, this is the first time, isn't it, that Veronica has been, that you've been suspicious of someone?
You should see her, Claire. You don't get a figure like that from anything that you can buy on the Home Shopping Network. I didn't look like that when I looked like that.
Honey, look, don't sell yourself short. You're a good-looking woman. Thank God. And I would think twice before I would just give Roger the heave-ho. You know what? I kicked Frank out when he started messing around. And if you think that I don't sometimes regret that, you'd be very mistaken. I mean, I do a lot of looking around. There's not much out there.
Well, Roger has got to be taught a lesson. He may think he's found a new hobby for his retirement years, but this is not what I've been waiting for after all these years of taking care